On this episode, we will be spending 8 days in the traditional lands of the Huu-ay-aht First Nations people, exploring their rich cultural diversity, both past and present. Our adventure begins at Lady Rose Marine Services, located in Port Alberni, British Columbia, where we'll be catching a boat to Bamfield.
Alright, so here we are. We just got to the dock, just about to depart for Bamfield.
Nervous and stoked.
Good morning, sir.
Still pretty good.
John and John off on first adventure of the season. Headed to Bamfield.
Super excited.
And it's Canada Day weekend. So on the boat here, they have a full service kitchen offering your typical breakfast items. They also have a lunch menu.
Bacon and egg in a muffin. Oh yeah.
A big shout out to Lady Rose Marine Services for providing complimentary transportation. If you're planning a trip to Bamfield, be sure to check out their website. It's the best way to start your adventure.
There are a lot of boats out here today. Must mean the sockeye fishing is good. The captain just announced on the speaker, he just seen a humpback whale tail.
There he is.
En route to Bamfield, the Francis Barclay stops in the small seaside community of Kildona.
That's the post office. Yeah, there's a post office here. Alright, so we're about 15 minutes out of Bamfield here. The weather has taken a turn for the worst. It's a little hazy, a little cloudy. Finally made it to Bamfield.
There's a beautiful boat ride actually. Very long, but very nice.
Alright, so here we are. We've just arrived in Bamfield, British Columbia. Just got off the Francis Barclay, the boat that we caught here. Just waiting for our guide, Kimmy, to come pick us up. She's going to be getting us access to places most people aren't allowed. So we're super grateful, super excited. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, so here we go. We're just entering the artifact room. We're going to give a special tour here with Wishkey. He's going to tell us about these items and their cultural significance.
So what we have here, this is the original tsunami warning system. So they do so in the form of a dance. So these two birds on the top are actually thunderbirds, and one of them is named Rain, and the second one is named Thunder. And when the storm collides and the storm combines and they join forces, and if they stay for too long, the result will be earthquake and a tsunami. You can see that many of them are all on sticks. So the children would dance around on the dance floor with these little birds. And when the big thunderbird came out and the storm was getting too strong, the kids would be taught to bring their birds and go and find the high ground. So this here is a whaling sash. And you can see that there's 7 little whale figurines caught on there, and those represent how many whales this whaler caught that year, that whaling season. He was successful 7 times, so every time he caught a new whale, he would add on a new carving that would represent the catch of a whale. It's very prominent, so if you were to wear this in ceremony, automatically you'd get a lot of prestige and respect, and a very dignified position. And his name is Nachkoa, and he represents the center of the universe. And she represents the life giver from the moon.
All right, let's go check out the house of the Huu-ay-aht. So one thing I want to point out here is the beams for this building. They're single log, over 140 foot long each piece. They were harvested from the Kermana-Walbrown Valley. Absolutely beautiful architecture. All right, guys, good morning. Day 2 of the Bamfield Huu-ay-aht adventure. Super excited for today. Just about to hop on the boat. Permission to come aboard, Captain?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'll head out to Suziat Falls first, and then we're gonna go out to Keehan Beach.
Can't wait, buddy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As the fog breaks, we set out on an adventure with our new friends.
Hi.
boat. Some nice swells happening out here, eh? Just trying to not fall off the boat.
All right, so here we are, arriving at Diana Island. I've wanted to come here all my life. This is an absolutely amazing day.
As we approach Diana Island, the excitement set in. Once again, venturing into the unknown.
All right, so the captain landed us at Dodger Cove, a very historic First Nations area. When they'd harvest whales, this is the beach they would bring them to. I feel like I've gone back in time.
So if you look just in here, my auntie years ago, she had her cabin just here.
It's the bathroom.
But yeah, you could literally see the toilet just right there.
As we explore the old village site, I can feel the history here, its rugged beauty and haunted past.
A lot of history here. I'm just at a loss for words right now. Just absolutely mind blown.
Growing up as a kid, I'd heard stories with the cemetery on Diana Island.
I'm just extremely grateful for this opportunity to be in these places where public access is not permitted. I mean, this is stuff people don't get to see.
After a walk through the past, it was time for whales. After braving the notorious swells of Cape Beale in the open ocean, we are greeted by humpback whales, porpoises, and sea lions.
We have at least 2 or 3 humpback whales close to the boat here. All right, you guys, the whale is literally right under us.
As the weather built, we decided it was time to retreat. It was time to sample some of Bamfield's finest cuisine at the wreckage. We would not be disappointed.
All right, good morning, guys. Here we are. It's Canada Day in Bamfield. They have a tradition. They do a boat parade, so we're going to be a part of that. So we're just in the staging area where all the boats are gathering up. Looks like a pretty good turnout. All right, so the Coast Guard vessel just honked the horn, which is the signal to go.
This local tradition was created at the height of COVID. It was a way to keep the community safe.
How are we doing this morning, Captain Cole?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
It's pretty cool.
All right, so after the parade, we're all gonna mass here at Centennial Square, and we're gonna eat some hot dogs. So the lady that's going to be singing the national anthem today, Canadian national anthem, her name is Aileen Scott. This park is named after her. She's 102 years old.
No, you're almost to the flagpole.
We're going to have the privilege of having the Queen of Grappler Inlet lead the singing of old Canada, accompanied by her good friend.
Hot dog time. You like hot dogs, John?
Can't wait, man. I'm starving. It's got everything, man. That's how you eat a hot dog.
Pachina Bay Campground is truly one of the most beautiful places on earth, a must-see for anyone visiting Vancouver Island.
So we've just stopped here at the lady's house. She tends the community garden. She's going to give us a bit of a tour. We're going to buy some baked goods. John really likes baked goods.
We can have this for dessert tonight.
Brussels sprouts.
Look at them all growing on there already.
Brussels sprouts.
Zelta welcomed us with open arms.
There, loganberry, raspberry.
So this is a community garden?
Yes.
How does it work? Like people just come and plant their stuff? Or?
Yeah, Auntie Zelta seems to run it the most though, and keep it maintained. Yeah.
There was a strong sense of community here in Anakla.
That's where the birds and the bees drink water. Because at night with the dew, it just collects.
This canoe is called the...
Klikliha.
After a brief rest, it was time to visit one of my favorite waterfalls on Vancouver Island.
So here we are, the Three Falls. Absolutely beautiful.
We're actually getting a private tour of the First Nations Keehan Village today. This village is over 5,000 years old. We're just at the Keehan Tour office. This is where you book your tours to visit the ancient village site.
Oh, I know, eh?
Before we start this tour, let's meet our guide. Let's meet Wishkey.
So my name is Wishkey. It's like a wish and a key. And I am from Huu-ay-aht First Nations. And I'm also the resident tour guide at Keehan, our ancient village, which is a national historic site of Canada. The significance of Keehan to me would be, it would almost be like an embodiment of our ancient spirit. So even when you go there, very ancient feel to it. You can tell that there has been evidence of Huu-ay-aht here for thousands and thousands of years. So in our existence over the millennia, we've shown resiliency in the face of natural disasters. We've shown resiliency in the face of hunger and famine. And we've also shown resiliency in the face of war and conquest.
All right, so here we are, just descending down into the village of Keehan. Super excited. I've always wanted to see this. Got an awesome guy here for a guide. Very knowledgeable.
Huu-ay-aht Tlimaksti Nuchuat Sitwa Tlinako Keehan Tlutmaatlaetsu Keehan National Historic Site of Canada. I want to welcome our guests here this evening, and quite often when we welcome, we do so through song, and this is a unity song. It's a canoeing song, a paddling song, and the lyrics for the song, it says the best way to move forward is by paddling together. So we're about to enter into the village site now, and one of the ancient philosophies and principles of my ancestors is one of Huu-ay-aht, which means to take care of. and we have a responsibility to take care of all the resources that take care of us. So our people have been here for 5,500 years. So this was like a Potlatch House. And what's interesting about the Potlatch, there was a time in our country's history where it was illegal for Aanat and Huu-ay-aht people to practice their culture. So we're very lucky and grateful now to have all of this, you know, the culture and the language and these things that are associated with culture back again, because it was such a transformative time before for our people, because not only was our culture and our practices outlawed, there was also, we didn't carry on our tradition of naming. We didn't carry on our tradition, our way of life. And one of the crazy things that happened during this potlatch ban, it was even illegal for us to defend our artifacts and defend our treasures. So there used to be two massive welcome figures in front of this big house. The ones that stand now in the Royal British Columbia Museum, when you first walk in that museum, they came from in front of this house. And we're happy to announce now that they're going to be on their way home. So we're making a cultural center, interpretive center, and it's all going to be built around our welcome figures coming back. So we're standing here in front of the entrance to the house of Huu-ay-aht, and that is the house of our hereditary chief. And in my language we call it Tayi. And it was actually designed in a way to represent the constellation of 3 stars. And the first of which is one that we call Amimati, which is the yesterday star. And the second of which is one that we call Kathaki, which is the today star. And the third of which is one that we call Ami-Klik, which is a tomorrow star. And those 3 stars are more commonly known as like the handle on the Big Dipper. One of the most prominent things here in this house was respect. And it's not like he was like, I command respect, I'm the chief, I'm your leader, I command it. He was given respect because he gave respect. You look at the fundamentals of humanity, we're all the same because we all need clean air to breathe. We all need clean water to drink. We all need food, and we all walk on Mother Earth. We're all walkers, eh? So we're all, at the fundamentals, we're all the same, eh? And that was one of the teachings of this house, is to respect for all people. And this is the house of a whaling chief. So my ancestors were great whalers. They would hunt minke whales and gray whales and even humpback whales. Or even being like, you know, who was the first person that thought, hey, I got a good idea. You know, let's go jump in our canoe and hunt, you know, those whales, eh? And they probably thought he was crazy because it was such an abundance of meat, of blubber, of bones that they would reuse and recycle into handles and tools and even weapons, you know. So it was a very big part of our culture. Some of these are fragments of rib bones.
Okay.
And every time you pick one up, there's more underneath.
So fog's rolled in here. It's definitely given a more ancient kind of vibe. So the moment he finished singing the Song of the Wolf, the skies broke, the sun came out, and we were graced by the presence of a black bear. This is something I won't soon forget. Alright, so here we are, just got off the water taxi. We're gonna hike the boardwalk and pay a visit to Brady's Beach. So interesting fact about Bamfield, it's actually divided into 2 sections known as the east and the west. The east side is accessible by vehicle, whereas the west side, you have to take a water taxi. So the boardwalk here that we're walking was built, I'm not exactly sure when, but it basically connects the entire island. All the houses are essentially built right here on the boardwalk. I just encountered this strange mushroom forest. Not exactly sure what's going on here. They have a really funny sign. It says, "Cougar in area. Please stay on trails, travel in small groups, and do not allow men under 30 to travel alone." Bamfield's cat colony. Apparently from 2006 to 2016, this was the site of a feeding station for feral cats. If you're in Bamfield, highly suggest it. Hop on a water taxi, go do the walk. Super cool place. Let's head to Brady's Beach, shall we? They have a telephone booth here in the West Coast Magic Park. See what's going on in here. Dare I open the fridge? Music festival tonight. Super excited. This is a great day, a great weekend, and an amazing trip. All right, so here we are. We've just arrived at the Bamfield Marine Science Center. We're gonna go have a look. All right, so behind me here we have an assortment of various whale skeletons. Super cool. I feel like I'm in some mad scientist's laboratory here.
No, it feels jelly-like. Oh, it's got grabbies.
Sea urchin here.
So the First Nations, they collect these when they're big and ripe, and they crack them, and there's the inside that they eat out of them.
Something alive in this jar. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing.
Oh, he's alive. This is a real tank.
And what's this guy?
This is a rockfish, black rockfish head.
All right, so here we are at the House of Huu-ay-aht. We're going to go and witness a coming-of-age ceremony. There'll be drums, dancing, all sorts of interesting cultural stuff going on here today. And we've been graciously invited by our host.
This coming-of-age ceremony is to celebrate the young girls and their first moon cycles, thus bringing them into womanhood, where they can bring new life into the world. The women are held with the highest position within their nations, as they are providers to the life cycle. After a long and eventful trip, it was now time to sit down and relax with our new friends on our final night in Bamfield.
The old peel of prawn. They're so good.
And there's fish in that.
That's cool. Who knows? That's delicious. Delicious. Delicious.
What do you got there, John? Are those maxi pads?
That's going on TV. We have at the lodge, Bamfield. But
It was now time for the Bachina Bay Music Festival. We had no idea what to expect.